Wow, Braziltron17 had a weird time on YouTube. You can obviously tell that I'm really trying to show the difference between this guy, and that guy. Let me rip the Band-Aid clean off. While Clarence McLeod and whoever is trying to get yet another video off the ground, I want to say my time on YouTube was, well, weird to say the least. Hello, I'm the MBTS, or the man behind the scenes / the creator / Sierra, the axolotl, over on Instagram. You can say this is my first ever Storytime video. Let me take y'all on a trip before Braziltron17 in 2014 or 2013. I was at my grandparent messing around with my Bumblebee toy from the SEC Transformer movie. Sadly, I don't have to video yet, but what I could remember is that was my first video. It would take me about 3 years later until I do my first video. That video was Captain Deadpool versus the Master of Iron Lord, Iron Man fight. Yes, that was the name of the video. I was in my first year in middle school at the time, which quickly was lost to time because sadly I didn't have an email at the time, nor save it at all. My first phone was a ZTE phone, so it burned in the pit of fire where it belonged, I guess. But I at least got something out of it. A friend of mine showed me this software called Stop Motion Studio, which I would later use on February 7 of 2021. Yes, I know I started YouTube on February 7 of 2022, but we'll get to that part of the story later. My first ever video was Mech versus Mech, which I still have the Lego broken, but still have them. I was too lazy to rebuild them. So moving on Ninjago was also my only reason, yes, the only reason why I somewhat care about stop motion. My main inspiration at the time was Cooper Ace Productions, a stop-motion YouTube channel that is still making YouTube videos to this day. Let's just say I grew up watching this channel, to say the least. Also, my channel was Brazil Barnes. It was a fun ride, to say the least, until May 22nd of 2021 my mom passed away, which hurt me hard, which I will definitely write a story about her. That's a promise. Why is it important to the story? At the time, I was currently making a video calling the villain story, but it would have been delayed due burnout, which is ironic because that problem is still a thing. Long story short is that I used whatever stop-motion footage I had at the time and put it in Power Director with awesome music, and boom. That video released on May 28 of 2021, which was my first ever video that was close to a 1K views. There was another video that I did at the time, but they weren't that important in the story. There were about 3 videos that were important to me during the time. Those are Zane Legacy Mech, the video that started the whole building animation with music in the background, the Lego Hero versus Villain pilot episode, and the Batman v Iron Man Death Battle reaction video, which was, of course, where most of my weird time on YouTube started. I was in the middle of a rebrand at the time with an actual avatar to where my voice would appear, which didn't last long because at the time my Death Battle reaction video got a copyright claim. And another thing, I was using a school account on the channel as well, which means my first ever YouTube channel lasted about 11 months, and it was deleted on Christmas Day. All that work gone on Christmas Day. Let's just say it was really hard to get back onto my feet with that thought in mind. 2022 was definitely a weird time for me, trying to rebuild what I have lost. On the bright side, I didn't get a copyright strike that caused my last channel to get Thanos snap at these. But the weirdness has yet to come. The first month was fine, though I didn't realize rebuilding an audience would be a lot harder than I thought. Oh, it gets worse from the feeling of burnout, the many breaks I did in 2022. The copyright claim wasn't helping at all. I was mostly using the music off of KineMaster for most of my videos, but there was always 1 or 2 pieces of music on that editing software I somehow always get a copyright claim from. Don't get me started with Clipchamp, love that software, but the HE double hockey stick, where that belongs, because I also got a copyright claim from it as well. There were 2 videos I used that software, and both of them got a copyright claim on. At this point, why bother with the music from these software with their music may or may not be good to use for a video without worrying about getting a copyright claim, because I thought it was okay to use since it was in the editing software library of music. There is only one editing software that actually warns me about a piece of music that may or not have been a copyright label on. That software was PowerDirector, but that wasn't the end of the story. 2022 ended with my Christmas special, and in 1 month we finally reached 100 subscribers. Then 2023 happened, and everything got a whole lot weirder. I did YouTube Short. It was weird. More breaks, lovely me quitting stop motion, kind of new avatar, which sucks. So I went back to my old avatar. Old plans been scrap or nothing happened. My old thumbnail kind of suck. Intro, what intro? Lost my old Instagram. Patreon wasn't working out. Trying something new backfire. Seriously, the My Rise of the Beast review did not work out at all. And sadness. Let's just say 2023 on YouTube was a bit of a mess for me, but there were some highlights from my lazy video doing awesome Subdragon Throne Rooms, same story, and many others, but saying that it wasn't a mess as me lying to myself. Which is funny because it sounds funny to me, lying to myself, haha, which led to the year ending with a 3-part finale. A finale that was rushed. I was both done and creativity bankrupt. Looking back at it, now, there is only one question I need to ask myself. Why did I even bother? Hollywood does it all the time. They reboot their project every day, or whatever they feel like rebooting something. Saying my time on YouTube wasn't weird is different. Hopefully with me finally deciding to work with other people without me doing it all by myself, the next whatever long I'm doing YouTube is better than my first 3 years of YouTube by myself.